Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to this part two live stream of the Abdullah. Again, it's mandatory for me to like start it in front of the during the start of the live stream. Welcome to the character design crash course part two, and the goal of this live stream is this: how to design a character from scratch. I'm going to be creating a character from scratch, and we're going to do that today, and also take all the principles from the previous stream and apply it here, and I'm going to sort of show you like a live demonstration. So before that, right, man, before that, drawing camp, the enrollments for drawing camp is closing in approximately 48 hours. Links are down below in the description in case you want to sign up. So there's that. So yep. So what's going on, Kapil? What's going on in the comments?
Saying hi, Cash.
Hello,
Here, Cash.
hello, hi.
From Tamil Nadu.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Who's not excited? That's a question.
Who's not excited? Oh yeah, it's my live stream, right? Like it's people are just
From UP?
from UP. Where are you guys from, by the way? Where are you guys from? Where are you guys hailing from, eh? Where are you coming from, eh? All
From
right.
Italy.
Italy. Hello.
That's
That's
wonderful.
nice. This is awesome. What do they speak in Italy actually? Spanish?
Italian?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's Spain. That's nice. How does it?
Chennai, Rajasthan, Mumbai, Kerala, Bangladesh,
Bangladesh, Kerala,
Dubai, Norway,
Dubai, Norway,
Kenya.
Kenya. What do they speak in Kenya, by the way?
Kenya?
No, do they speak Chinese in China and Indian in India? No, they don't speak American in America, dude. That's not how it works. Dubai, Maharashtra. That's some stark contrast right there. That's amazing. Thank you. From Virupuram, my boy. It's down here somewhere. Vanakkam. All right. So yeah. So what is the time right now? It's 7:13. How many people are in at the moment? Should I wait? 150. All right. So what I'll do is I'll like wait for 2 more minutes and we'll probably start. So how are you guys, by the way? How are things going? By the way, get your sketchbooks, your pencils, your notebooks, or whatever papers, things that you want to take notes on, draw on. If you're doing this thing digitally, get your tablets ready, get all those things set up, get some water. Very, very important. Good for health. Not sponsored, by the way. Right, just get some water. It's good for you. I don't know. At least I'd like to drink 3 of those water bottles every day, and it's very good for you. At least that's what I try to do. So, what else, man?
When is the part 3 coming?
There's no part 3. This is like Bahubali. There's only part 1 and part 2. There's no part 3.
Maybe ask them about the part 1.
Part 1, yeah. By the way, how was part 1? Did you guys check out the part 1? What any improvements? Was it good? How was it? Because I want to be doing these 90-minute workshops every 1.5 months or so, something like that, every 2 months, because it's fun. I kind of like doing it, and let me know or something, right? So yeah, what do they say? What
guy,
say you?
I think Athar. He's
Uh-huh.
saying he's asking you to mention him because he's your biggest fan.
Athar, man, need to mention you, huh? I think in the process of me talking about mentioning you, I think I already mentioned you. So there you go. What else, buddy?
Hello, Captain with a K.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, they all really like part 1.
Part
That's what
1?
they're saying, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's great. I'm happy then. I'm happy because these 2 parts is what you basically need. It's sort of like a 1-page summary, right? That you would need to sort of get on your journey of character design. It's simple, right? I'm like showing you what you need to learn, what you need to avoid, or all the things that you need to cover. And this is sort of like a quick rundown, and trying to figure this thing down, right? The things that I'm discussing, the things that I've discussed in part 1, and the thing that I'm about to show you right now. These things took a lot of work and time, right? Like working through a lot of my own practice, right? Like seeing what's working and what's not working. It took like 1 to 2 years. So just take these 2 workshops, you're saving like 1 to 2 years right there, like 24 months in your bank account, right? So yeah. So shall we begin or what? We shall begin. All right. Let me remove this fake glasses, by the way. It's so hard to see through this thing. All right. So, yeah. So, the goal for this live stream, no, this workshop is this. This mic is very annoying. I'll tell you that. It's really pointing at my face. How to design a character from scratch. That is the whole point of this live stream. I'm going to show you the process, right? The process of character design. Now, before that, right? Before I show you the process, I wanna tell you that a lot of what we're gonna cover today, right? A lot of what we are gonna see today and cover today is it's going to be sort of like summarizing all the principles that we've learned in the previous part of the workshop, right? Taking those things and putting it into practice. That is the whole point of this whole thing, right? I want to show. So I gave some actionable tips for each principles in the previous workshop. So if I've taught you a principle, there's an actionable tip, and you sort of follow through that, and we're going to put it into action today, right? That is one. Number two is this, right? Man, how do I put this? I want you to sort of look at things like this. What am I trying? I had something really important in my head, right? Something very, very important. And in the process of discussing the point one, I forgot the point two. What was it? Character design process, right? So the first one is like the way you think. Yeah, I wanted to summarize things, by the way. That is what I wanted to do, right? So first up, right, character design, right? The whole point of this two-part workshop series is this, right? Number one is to how to draw or how to learn drawing and character design from scratch. In the first part, we talked about 3 levels, right? You need to get your foundations right. 2 is to learn design principles, and 3 is the process of character design, which is what we're going to do right now. So part 1 and part 2, it's over there. Part 3, where application, is where we are at. With that said, let's start. What is the character design process, right? So to keep things simple and super short, right, you can pretty much dissect it down into 3 steps. 1 is ideation and research, 2 would be design, and third step would be the finals. I'll show you what and all goes on in each and every single step, but this is the way I approach it. Now, how does it look like in the real world? I'll give you a quick summary. So this is a character design, right? In one of the courses, character design process part 2, right? So ideation and research is where we come up with the idea for the character. This is the part where we try to give ourselves a design brief. What is a design brief? Basically, we're trying to simply put in words what our character like to be, right? Or will be, or should be, right? So these things include things like the name of the character, the job, the work, the motivation, the purpose of the character, the likes, the dislikes, the characteristics, where does it live, quirks, strengths, and weaknesses. Now, this is very, very key here, right? This face level thing, this is a face level thing, right? When I start to design a particular character, what I do is I always start with what I call the principle of why. Why does this character need to exist? Talked about this in the previous part of the workshop, right? In terms of one of the principles of character design, right? So first things first, right? You have a description like this. This is the part where you ideate and research in the sense, like, this is the part where you go like collect material that looks similar to the vision that you have in your head about your character, right? You have like a little vision board of sorts of the elements that you want to include into your character. So I'm sort of going through this thing really fast because I'm trying to summarize like a 4-hour course into like 90 minutes. Not 4 hours, it's 7 hours, right? So something like that. So simply put, think of all the elements, right, that comes to your head when you close your eyes and you go, man, these are the things that I'd like to see in my character. So, right, and you're sort of creating sort of like a vision board or a mood board, trying to sort of see things in real life and see what in all elements works in real life, and sort of taking that as inspiration for your design. Now, this is very superficial. the process that I'm going through right now, showing you all the name, likes, dislikes, and all that stuff, and giving you a mood board, that is the second step that you do. And the third step that you do would be this, right? You sort of start ideating, right? Thumbnailing, and sort of doing super rough designs, and including your character design principles into the process, right? Keeping it very quick, keeping it very square, sketchy, keeping it very loose. The point of this particular phase is keep it sketchy, find something that you like, right? So I'm giving you a very superficial example right here. There's more to each and every single one of it, but I'm trying to keep this short, and there's that, right? So once you sort of, do some thumbnailing work, right, where you sort of get an idea of the kind of thing that you want to sort of design, you land on one thing that works for you. For example, I went with this one for this particular design, and also a mix of this one, meaning I kind of like the head in this character, and what I did was I just combined them both and came up with a design like this, right? This was the design. And after that, you have like, so no, down. I just skip through like a lot of things right there. Design is the part where you like put in literally all the design principles. I'll walk through each and every single design principle one by one while we're designing a character. We will be designing a character during this whole thing. So yeah, right. So this is me doing some color tests and things like that. And the final part is usually this. Usually it goes like this. I go from here, and then it goes into the final stage. Includes things like inking and coloring, shadows, and all that stuff. So basically turning your character design sketch into a finalized character, right? And if you do even take this thing a bit more further, usually you do like different things, like you add more context to your character by adding different poses, different expressions, right? Different things to show, to give more character to your character, basically. So that is sort of like a summary right here. Now, this is another one example from the character design process part one. The idea was to create what we call wise brains, right? So I wanted to sort of design a character called Wise Brains. I took inspiration from those English school uniforms and those cool backpacks and sneakers that I used to love as a kid, right? I took inspiration from that, right? I did a whole bunch of thumbnailing sketches, trying to see which one worked, which one didn't. Here are some silhouette studies from that. And then here are some like super quick, rough thumbnails, sketches that I did to explore the character, and finally landed on one that I liked. And when I liked it, I went ahead and did the third part of the process. So, Kesha, you're like probably right now, Kesha, buddy, I'm confused right now, man. You just throwing too much stuff on me, right? Don't do that. Why don't you stop talking and yapping and show me how to actually do this thing? So get your pencils ready. We're going to design a character, or at least I'm going to show you how to design a character. You can draw along with me, or just simply watch and observe how I do it, what I do, right? So let's design a character with principles, right? That is a key thing right here, right? The whole point of the second part of the workshop series is you would want to learn the principles. You need to learn the principles, because principles are through which you design characters. As simple as that, right? I'm going to show you that right here in action, right? So let's start from scratch. How do I go about designing a character, right? Like I told you, 3 steps: ideation and research, a design, finals, right? So first step, we're in ideation and research. So what do I do here? This is the part where I go, man, I need to sort of put in words what my character is. Now, simply, the first thing that came to my head was Monkey Boy. I don't know. While we are thinking of what should I design, what character should I design, right? Monkey Boy. That is a character that we should go with. So I thought that's a cool thing. Let's go with that. So this is the part where I go, man, why, right? Why does this character need to exist? Now, I want to give you a very simple, I want to riff off on here, right? With a bunch of things, right? The why of the character, right? The why of the character gives you the purpose of the character, meaning the personal purpose of the character. And the purpose will give you the actions of a character. And when you can define the action of a character, you can easily define its looks. For example, Batman. I just love Batman as a character. It's just amazing. Oh, you know what? Let's for a change, we'll try Superman, right? Dun, 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 dun. All right, right, Superman, right? So, why does this character need to exist from your point of view? Why does this character need to exist? Because basically, let's see, why does Superman from the creator's point of view need to exist? Probably he needs sort of like a savior type character, because there is so much. You're one, first things first, you're trying to tell a story, right? That's why you're designing a character. In that story, there are some hardships, meaning Earth is under attack, or Earth is not if the way it's supposed to be. The people are suffering, man, right? And you need some sort of like a savior type character. People are not doing well. You need a savior. You need a symbol of hope. So you have this character, Superman, right? And Superman, as an individual, has a purpose, right? As an individual, he has purpose, because purpose drives people. That's a very crappy silhouette of Superman. Superman as an wait. Let me make this. Yeah, ta-da. That he looks like a monkey right now. right. Just hold. There you go. Dun, 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 dun. Right. All right. Enough with this thing, right? So I'm thinking, right, what kind of a purpose would the savior type character would have, right? He would want to help people. That is simple. All right. Oh, his purpose is to help people. Wow. How what is that word, couple? How charitable. I don't know something. I don't know something. You literally just said what I said. Why would you do that? Switch back to this, right? So he wants to help people. Now that's a very crappy motivation right there, because it's so lame. It's so typical. Oh, why does this villain exist? He wants to kill the world and conquer the world, destroy the world. Yeah, how generic, right? You want to put in some backstory and motivation, right? You had so it gives you, you're sort of exploring storytelling right here. You're giving your character a reason to have a motive, right? Which gives them motivation. Wow, that's just amazing right there. So you put the story, the creator of Superman goes ahead and says, man, maybe Superman lived in an alien planet, right? Where there was so much destruction and chaos and things like that. And he had parents who tried to warn the superiors of the planet, but they ignored it. And the planet went kaboom, right? And in order to save Superman, the last son of Krypton, they send Superman to another planet called Earth. Now they send him with a purpose. The purpose is this: to not let what happened to their home planet to his immigrant planet, right? So it gives him a special motivation, because that gives him also a personal motivation. Not only he has lost his home, his planet, he lost his parents to that particular cause, right? So he wants to make sure he don't want to lose his adopted parents, his farm, possibly his city, his community, his town, and his thing, right? So you see, when you go in depth into this whole thing, you can build so much into a character's purpose. So you have this purpose to help people. So, and he helps people in a very superheroic way, right? He wants to be a superhero. Or no, he doesn't want to be a superhero. He has superpowers, hence he becomes a superhero, right? And this particular purpose of him wanting to help people is defining his action. And he's helping people in an extraordinary way, and that action is he needs to go ahead and, I think I was about to sneeze. Yeah, sorry, no. He needs to, right? He needs to do things like this. He's trying to save the literal world, the entire big world, right? And therefore, he needs to have extraordinary strength, right? Because he is doing extraordinary, or his actions or his wants require extraordinary things. He's saving people from a fallen down plane. He's catching old ladies dropping from buildings. Like, why do old ladies drop down from buildings? I don't know. Right? In the Spider-Man 2 movie, they do that. So, but just saying, right? He has this purpose, he has these things, and that purpose requires him to do certain actions, and that certain actions require him to look a certain way, right? You can have a skinny Superman, you can have that. It's not exactly selling, and especially in the time Superman was invented, he was based out of strongman, right? Back in the day, strongmen, right, they used to, I'm just doing a quick sketch right here. One, they used to have very tidy hair, and they used to have this little thing coming out, right? This oily hair and tidy hair coming down, and they used to have that thing. So the creators of Superman, they took inspiration from that, and they also took Superman's costume, right, of him wearing the underwear on the outside from the strongman era, because strongman back in the day wore underwear basically when they're doing their feats of strength, right? So they took ideas and inspiration from that, and they took inspiration from the strong people of that time, right? And that was sort of like inspirations that just when I just drew a Superman without arms, right? So you get the point, right? So wait just a second. Yeah, there you go. So the actions of that particular character, they took inspiration from what was available to them, and that defined the looks of the character. And what are we doing here? We're doing visual design here, we're doing character design here, which was exactly visual. Unless you're sort of working in storytelling aspects of movies and things like that, you are trying to design the character in a story-esque way, in a written way, right? You put things in, you can't see them yet. Right now we're playing with visuals and looks. For us to base the looks of a character on something very foundational is very, very important, something like an action or a purpose, right? So I just went there, right? So there you go, there's that. So Monkey Boy, I'm going to come up with a quick one for Monkey Boy right here. Why does Monkey Boy need to exist? Well, see, I'd like some playfulness. I have a story where things are serious, a world where things are serious. And Monkey Boy comes in and he has a sense of playfulness to it. But he also has another thing, which is potential, right? In the world that I imagine where this character would exist, there are so many people who have wasted their potential, right? They're just wasting their time, they're wasting their attention, they're wasting their money, they are wasting their potential, right? What happened? Zoom in. Oh, right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, whenever if you have anything like this, right, just tell me. Right. So in this world, things are serious, and people are irresponsible and things like that, and you have this character, just like everybody who's irresponsible has potential to be something that's valuable, right? He has an opportunity, just like everybody else, and I want this character to have that, and I want this character to maybe grow into something more than it is. And that is my story. That is a thing that I think that would be like a nice story, right? So based on this thing, right, I want to sort of explore the motivations behind this character, the purpose behind this character, right? And here's another thing, right? One trick when it comes to character design is this thing, right? Put yourself into it, right? When you're out of ideas to draw or to create stuff, right? Put some of your personal experiences into your character, right? So I'm thinking, man, this character likes to live a happy life, right? Sure, why not? Who doesn't, right? But he wants to be free. He loves his freedom. He fights for liberty. He's that kind of character, right? And he also has a lot of, say, downsides or negative traits, as I like to say. He's very impulsive. I'm just describing myself right now. He's very impulsive with the things he does. He is careless sometimes. But the thing is, the coolest thing is, even he doesn't know, is he's incredibly intelligent.
Talking about yourself.
I'm not talking about myself, of course not. And over time, he goes through his experiences and journey, his search for happiness, and finds out that he actually doesn't want happiness. He just wants to be fulfilled. And that means he needs to go on and do things that are valuable. Dan, 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 dan. I can't pronounce valuable right now. All right, right. So I have certain traits, right? So based on this trait, I'm going to design the actions of the character, which is going to be quick. He's going to, so one, I feel like even I got the looks from it because I think characters who are heady, right? I don't know, there's no science to it. Characters who are very heady, they tend to be very lanky. Why? Because they think a lot, that they don't take physical action, and lack of physicality leads to loss of muscle and and weight, things like that. Maybe actually loss of, you might think too much and not eat as well. So just this is just very stereotypical. I'm just playing with it. Don't be, I'm not doing generalizations, right? I'm sure there is a lot of heady people who are very heavy and fat, right? So we've got to be diverse right here. Right? So this is just my, what would you like to say, my noticing, or what I've observed from people, right? People who think a lot, they have their own shape, right? Especially like I've seen like Navy SEALs, they're more action oriented people, right? Man, they are built, right, like mesomorphs. They're like Superman, right? They are built and built and built. And whenever I see overthinking people, and I've met a lot of overthinking people, especially in the art community, I'm telling you, a lot of us are lanky and tall and slim and slender, and I don't know, some of us short. Right? I'm not body shaming in any way, shape, or form, so don't worry. So I'm just making, say, vast generalizations that could be completely wrong. But this character is going to be slim, lanky, yeah, not tall though, not tall, right? So this is the looks that I have for this character. Now, Monkey Boy, obviously, I think I feel like this is a combination of monkey and a boy, right? So what I did was I just went ahead and got some pictures of monkeys that I liked, right? Certain pictures of monkeys that I liked, which I felt cute, which is what I'm going to include in my design. And also, I wanted to have that kid, or make that Monkey Boy kid wear Jordans, right? Because I was watching the Last Dance documentary on Netflix last night. That is the second time I'm watching. I'm just impressed by Michael Jordan and what he's able to do, achieve in his career. And I think I'm gonna make my character wear some Air Jordans, maybe like a simplified version of Air Jordans, because I don't want to get and I know copyright striked. I don't think Michael Jordan has time for that. I was going to say Michael Jackson. Yeah, he definitely doesn't have time for that, right? So there you go. So I have like a reference board. No, now the thing is this: I always don't use a lot of reference boards when I'm creating like a character design. Like I don't do that, because most of the time, for example, like this character right here that I've made right here, right? I didn't use a reference board for this one. It just came from my head, from based on all the things that I've already seen. This is how you put things into your imagination, by studying from life and photographs. And when you put those things into your imagination, your brain processes those things, and you will get fine output, processed outputs that you would like, right? So So this is the first step, right? I'm like putting like a mood board together. So based on this mood board, here's what I do. We're still in the ideation and research phase, or sort of at the end of it. Now, in the design part of things, which also sort of overlaps with ideation, right? This is the part where I'd like to do, say, these quick thumbnail sketches. Now, this is the part where I go like super quick, right? And super small as well, actually. Like thinking, like, what should my character look like? I think I'm hearing my, oh, nothing, right? What should the character look like, right? And what I'm doing is I'm just doing like these super little quick thumbnail sketches, and I go through different versions, right? I go through different versions, try different shapes. Like we talked about the principle of variation, right? And in that principle of variation, we vary things like the shape language that we use, the design, the flow, the like a bunch of things. You vary a whole bunch of things, the gesture, the flow, right? Now, I want this character to be tall and lanky, and why am I designing in a heavy way, right? So maybe I should, let's see what's in my head. I have a vision for this character wearing a bomber jacket, like in Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, I do actually. So I'm just thinking, and there's a young character, and I'm looking at this image right here, right? I'm taking inspiration from this. Now, what is that, bomber jacket or college jersey? Is that what they call it? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
College jersey. Man, I've never worn a jersey before. Yep. So I do these very small sketches, right? Trying to design the looks for this character. And since he's a boy, I feel like, yeah. See, when I'm doing stuff like this, and all of a sudden I'm getting vibes right here, right? And I usually do a lot of these things. By the way, like for example, if you see at the previous design for Wise Brains right here, I did a lot of things. I did a lot of experimentation, things like that right here. And if you look at the same for this guy right here, bunch of experimentations, stuff like that. What happened? Nothing. All right. They were just looking at me for some reason. All right. So, did a bunch of experimentations and things like that, right? So usually at this phase, if I have the time, which I do, I go ahead and study these images, right? In my own style, by the way. In my own style, in the sense, I just try to take what I like, and just sort of put it in my way. Right? Something like this. Like that. Right? I don't have exactly all the time in the world to explain the stylizations, but I have these images and I note certain things. Like our character definitely needs to have long fingers. Right? So that is something that's a weird finger right there. But yeah, and I especially like the look right here that is happening. I think I've done something similar in one of my designs. It's amazing. I pretty much use. I think I based it on these mountain monkeys. So I kind of like that. I kind of like our character to have very fluffy hair, right? I'm like thinking, man, I'm gonna have make my character have very fluffy hair. What happened? Nothing. Why you guys whispering amongst yourself? Right. So, like I'm taking inspiration from this thing for my design. There you go. Right. I'm just looking at this, going, yep, this is how I like my character to look like. So these are like inspirations from these things, right? So if I have the time, I'd go ahead and do like a lot of studies and sketches and things like that. But yeah, we're just gonna go straight into designing. Before that, we go to the design process. Any questions? Anything? What's happening? Do you guys have any questions that I can answer while I sip my water? Hmm?
I think one guy asked, "What's your height?" Because you said you were gonna draw the character a little taller.
Mm-hmm.
So someone asked for your height.
Someone asked, "What's my height?" Well, I'm 6'1", 185 centimeters, tall dude. Apparently, I just learned that that's not tall enough to be in the NBA. People are like 7 foot. What the freaking heck, right? So yeah. Mhm.
Love your style. Yes. Yes. Which pencil do you use?
Oh, I'm using the same pencil, HB Sketch. Uh, Basically, you can use any pencil thing. You have a sketch right here. Even you can use 6B pencil. Like I'll use 6B pencil. I don't mind. It's not easy. It's not that hard or different. What is?
How do you add humor to a character? I don't know what they specifically mean, but they're
Mm.
saying, how do you add humor to the character?
You can only add humor through action, actually, to be honest. But you can add humor through the looks of the character as well. But and to be honest, right, whether people like it or not, people only find certain people who look a certain way humorous. People don't find buff people or people who are well built exactly humorous. Most in generally speaking, right? I'm not stereotyping again, but one of the ways I've found to make your characters humorous is again make them slim, make them tall, or make them lanky, make them a bit weaker looking, big eyes, right? And I'm giving you all of this, or completely on the opposite end, very heavy, because there's this weird thing which is like people who are only insecure make funny jokes. I don't know, right? So people who are insecure with certain things often they show their insecurities in their physical appearances. Example. Right. I just made a joke about myself right there. I'm not insecure, I'm very secure. Right, but the point is this thing, at least own your insecurities. But the thing is this, right? So that's one of the ways you can find or make a character humorous. I'll make this character humorous, actually. I'll show you how.
So the next question is, how do you draw animal anatomy? Like you have talked about human anatomy in the first part. So how do you actually draw animal anatomy?
I don't know. No, the thing is, I really don't. Let me see, because I do know very little about animal anatomy, and I have like basic ideas, right? For example, you just basically know that how the front legs and the back legs work and the body works, right? Right, you have like basic structures. I By the way, I don't know about animal anatomy. I just know enough to sort of draw animals like this. So their legs usually certain animals have like the thigh and this and then this. Dogs or something like that. See, I'm bad at this. I mean, you're making me draw on the spot, but sure. Right? And then they have this. This is the three-parter. I think I'm just literally drawing a horse's stuff right here. I need to cut one. Yeah, there you go. For the dog. And yeah, so I don't know. This is how I draw it. And I just simply dissected into basic forms. This is a very crappy dog, but I just dissected into like simple basic forms. I've drawn animals. One, I use reference because that is not something that I want to draw from my imagination. And two, I'm familiar with monkeys because they're very similar to humans. So yeah. Any other question?
Yeah, we will have a question, but it's a pretty big one because
Pretty big question.
it's actually what we have been talking about in the afternoon, which is why can't Indians make comic books and make movies like Avengers or other superhero movies? That's a really broad subject.
Because we don't have enough courageous people. That's it. That's the answer. There you go. Not enough courageous people, not enough skill, talent, not enough people who has the business acumen to put such things together, and not enough people who think outside the box. I would give director Rajamouli, right? I think he's made Indian superhero movies. Bahubali is basically a superhero movie. So yeah. Anyways, let's not get into stuff like that right now. Is that it? Shall we move on? Right. All right. I want to start designing. Right. So first step, shapes. I always place great emphasis on my shape language, meaning I try to vary the different kinds of shapes that are there in my design. For example, instead of drawing the head like this, I can draw the head like this for the monkey, right? I'll draw the same version right here with this, right? I feel like this character should feel a bit younger and cuter, so therefore it's wise for me to go with this, then right, this, then this, because if you look at this looks slightly more mature or older, like a teenager, of course, right? So I don't want this thing. So I feel like I want this, right? So little design decision that I made right there. I'm just going to put it right there, right? So I'm just going to, so first things first, when I start, I do like a super rough sketch or gesture thing, which is like this, right? So simple and fast. I often use colored pencils like this, right? I feel like I'll explore, like I put these super rough lines like we did in the thumbnail phase, and like I'm like sculpting right here with the pencil, right? I'm just like seeing what's working and what's not working. I'm sculpting. And so basically this is one treated as an overall shape, right? So I'm thinking, yeah, right? So I'm like contrasting the roundness of this shape, right? There's so much roundness going on right here, right? I'm trying to contrast that with something of like a boxy nature, right? Something boxy. And then I want the character to be tall and lanky, right? So tall meaning just I'm just getting gestured down, right? Or like sort of like, I think he has a hoodie of sorts, right? Yeah, I'm feeling. So he has like long arms, right? Very droopy jacket. Maybe he has that New York hat. It says NY Yankees. I don't know. For some reason, I imagine this character to be in like New York. He's tall, he's lanky, and he's in New York. I don't know just why I went there. Right. Keshav, why you being so mean, man? Right. So it's like super sketchy, right? So this sort of my life sketch is what I like to call it, or gesture sketch, right? And within this, baked within this, I have a couple of principles of character design. One, I always try to build things in forms, right? So I like try to base things in forms. This is a form, this is a form, there's a cylinder right here, there is a box right here, right? This is a form, this is a form, right? Three dimensionality, right? Right there. Boom. See, even the shoes I break it into two parts, and I add this in. This is a form, right? And that is one of the principles, right? Construction, principle of construction. Make sure you are constructing your design with proper forms that are sound. Now, mistakes that often people make. This is not a form. I've seen beginner artists like not recognizing or sculpting properly with their pencil, right? This is a form, there's solidity to it, right? Right, there's some solidity to it. You need to feel that thing. You need to feel like you're adding clay on paper, right? This is a form, this is a shape. That's it. A very quirky, weird shape at that. You can't even put like a proper, contour lines around it. It looks weird, right? So make sure your construction is nice. Triangles, right there. Boom. Here's another example. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, there you go. Here's another example, right? In here, lots of rounds, and I base this entire thing on rounds and slightly very box right here. Triangles mixed with rounds and boxes. That was the idea right here for this design. Why am I keeping it things? Why am I designing like this? So that it communicates faster to people. So if you have ever wondered, why does Keshav's character design just stands out? I'm not trying to boast myself. Character design in the sense, people often tell me, man, when I see your work in my feed, I know it's yours. Why is it that? Because I do these little things inside my designs that people cannot exactly put their finger on, right? So that is the key thing right there. So that was just a gesture sketch, right? And so that is one thing. Another thing is this thing, which is flow, right? I try to bake into my design a certain sense of flow. The way I move my marks and the way I move my pencil, right? I want to capture life in each and every single line. I don't want this kind of line. See this. See the difference between this line and this line. So much life in this one, rigidity in this one, unless The whole point of my character to give a sense of rigidity, I won't be using a design principle like that, right? See, couple, it looks like you. There you go.
Where's the beard?
Yeah.
That's not a beard.
Oh, wait, there you go. Yeah. The guy, this is how couple looks like. If you notice that, artsy.kp, artsy.kp,
RCKP.
artsy.kp, no, just rckp.
Yep.
RCKP is his handle. Take a picture of this thing and tag him on your stories. There you go. I'm just gonna put it on the screen right there. Just take a picture, tag couple. Couple, you look beautiful, man. Just say that on on your Instagram.
You could have just given me a normal shout out cash.
Right. So, anyways, back to the thing. Make sure your designs or drawings have good construction, and make sure you have good what do you call them, gesture, right? Gesture and flow in your drawings. And also vary the shapes, vary the size of shapes as well. Even right here we can play around with this thing, right? Just try to vary. That's too big of a head. This is nice. Yeah, see, there you go, right? So try to vary shapes, try to vary all these things, right? That's one of the things. Right now, next is silhouettes. I always try to make sure that my designs have good silhouettes. Now, why do we use silhouettes? Again, like I talked about, clarity. I want my designs to have good clarity. Let me use a different brush. What brush? What brush pen? Is it good? Yeah. So I'm like thinking, right. If I were to boil down my character into a silhouette, would it be recognizable or clear? Now it is, right? What do you guys think? Is this silhouette clear enough? Yeah, it's clear enough, but it is unique enough. What can we add? Right? To increase the uniqueness of a character. So one of the things is, right, recognition actually comes from, constant exposure to the character. So certain things you cannot control. Maybe I'm thinking, wait a second. Yeah, there you go. Big ears. Big ears. Things like this. Oh yeah, he wears what? Not these crappy shoes. Who wears these crappy shoes? He does not. My boy wears Air Jordans. Is that clear? Is that clear enough? Now, so I will change my design based on some of these things. Now, clarity is always not a very important goal for me, but I try to sort of keep that in mind. So I'm going to put all these things right here. So I like this thing. So I'm just going to put it right here. I'm going to put this one right here.
So one guy is asking,
Yeah.
will the character be having a tail because it's a monkey?
That's it. See, you guys are clever. There you go. We increase the clarity even a bit more. I did not want to have this. I mean, make this character have a tail, but hey, here you go. There you go. So here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to do my final sketch. So this sort of designing, right? So making decisions, right? You're designing with the principles. I'm just showing you the overlay, right? There's so much in-depth exercises that you can do and things that you can do inside within these things to design even more beautiful characters. But right, short on time. So I do multiple passes so that I can see which one do I really like. So I'm thinking, I just don't want to make the character stand like that. What should I make the character do? He like that, right? Uh, he's like, all right. I'm just trying to act out what kind of expression or or a particular pose that the character would have. I'm just gonna have fun, right? So I'm drawing like a gesture line right here. And seeing
Sure, a bit more darker maybe.
oh right here.
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, right? I'm going to oh yeah, sure, why not? Why not put him on just a second? I'll show you. Why not put him on a don't you dare say it. Don't you dare say it. I know you're about to say it. Don't you dare say it. Why not put him on a skateboard? Except this skateboard is from Back to the Future. Right?
Sure, a bit more darker. Zooming in while you're sketching.
No, I don't want to go darker. One of the principles of this thing is don't be so dark. That came out wrong. Don't be dark with your pencils. Popular YouTuber banned for saying inappropriate things on a live stream. All right. Wait, I want this kid. See, this is not the way I'd like for this character to stand on a skateboard, right? So I'm like making adjustments based on I'm just what happened? These guys are like talking among themselves, it's like creeping me out. And he is, I feel, right? It's got a big skateboard. because why not? Usually, I do not draw characters in poses while I'm first, what do you say, drawing them, right? But this seemed like a fine occasion. I thought I'll make a little exception, right? Sure, because why not? And he is dragon a balloon, because why not? He's a playful character. Thought it'll be funny. I do not like this post because if I have the time, I'll probably do like a slightly better post. And the head needs to be a tad big. Oh, see, I just felt something so weird with the post. The front leg should be bent. Gee, the front leg should not be bent. Man, I need more space for the Air Jordans. So, and this kid is a tad taller. Too tall, but a tad tall. So the way I draw foot is very easy. Just draw two balls in perspective and connect that. Now I just put these things right here so far right now. What happened?
Nothing.
Nothing charging. Charge. This entire live stream will be like, what happened? What happened? He is wearing the bomber jacket, the bomb jacket. This hand, yeah, I don't like the pose of this hand. So I'm like, the way I flow is really, really important. Yeah, chill. Too big. Right, so once I have something like this, like a basic structure, right? Oops. So the thing is, the balloon needs to be like that, or it needs to be tight. There you go. With a bit of looseness. Now I'm thinking This character has a bit of lushy hair. Like that. Got a bit t-shirt, drop in, pants. So this is the part where I can't draw Air Jordans without like a reference. I'll make the ears a bit bigger. Right. So I have this base skeleton and structure right here. And this is what I need for like most of what I need to do, basically. This base structure. So once I get the base structure right, I can go ahead and add in all the details. Again, contrasting. Knee joints. Right. Knee joint. Or put some height to our character. Now this is the part where I bring in the reference of the Air Jordans. Jordan. There you go. Simply, what I do is this. Oops, wrong layer. Pro tip, don't draw on the wrong layer, right? So, oops. But, yeah, there you go. So first, determine where the point is. First, I'll erase all this useless stuff, right? Once I determine where the point is, and the back foot is, I have a base perspective which I can work off of. Which I'll sculpt like this, right? So going from a base structure to this. Any questions coming in? Anything that I should know?
No. I think they're all drawing with you, along with you.
Oh, that's why they're all silent, huh? So now this is the perspective that I don't want for this character, right? The foot is too weird, gnarly, as I like to say it. And see, the life is very, very important. Not our life. Our life is obviously important. The life of the placement of the foot and things like that. All those things are very, very important, is what I mean to say. I want to make this cartoony. Wait. I'm thinking kids are shouting. If you want to be a great artist, pro tip, don't have kids. Just kidding. maybe just kidding. I don't have kids. do have kids in the apartment that I live in. Holy crap, they don't make me want to have kids. They shout all the bloody time. Shout in the morning, they shout in the evening, they shout in the afternoon, they shout after taking a break in the other snack time. Especially during the bloody online classes time. Man, I can't get this damn foot right. I need to focus. What's wrong, Keshav? What's wrong? What's happening right here? So when I'm sort of having trouble with certain things, in that case, I just draw the foot that I know, and based on that, I'll build things on top. So Jordan's has a sole underneath, adding that sole right here. How long has it been since we started?
1 hour 10 minutes.
Okay,
Total. Yeah.
in total. Right? And then we do things like adding in the details of the Jordans. Sometimes you just can't get the perspective right, Just too much pressure or some things, it just feels a bit weird when I can't get the perspective thing that I want right. So this kid has big shoes, right? So you have this, and this is the part where I go ahead and start adding details for the final sketch. So have this whole thing, right? Sometimes you just go straight into inking. If I want to, I can do that. Actually, should I do that to save time? Let's see. Yeah, I think I can do that. I can ink straight. Just making sure. See, this is the part where you make sure you always have your sketches really refined, unless you know what you're doing, right? I just want to get the expressions. I just want this wide-eyed look into the world. Hey, right? Because he's hopeful. Like that, see? Just hopeful kid whose dreams are about to get squashed. All right. I don't like this particular part, so I change it. Pro tip: highlights in the eye make the character look cute. He has hair. What happened? Why are you guys looking like as if you lost something? Just
checking the camera.
so she is checking on the camera. Okay. That's a typical cliched reaction right there. Yeah. So usually I do a lot more detailing, right? With the sketch, I just go ahead and draw the hoodie, all the zips, all the little things. It makes thing the thing. But these days I just go straight into inking, because I can see these things as and when I'm doing it. See, that's too much right there. There you go. So just refine and refine and refine as much as you can in this phase. Right? Usually I just want to get this whole thing. See, I just want to contrast this thing with like a bigger balloon. Have something like this. Right? Like you have the hoverboard. Like that. So the sound effects is extra. You can add them if you want to. It does make the design process fun. Right, like yeah, so yeah, just having fun right there. So this is the part where I go ahead and just quickly ink this thing, right? The third part of the design process. Now you can go ahead and paint it. I ink it, right? Because I like the inking. I like inking. I am an inker. Okay, as I'm inking, I'd like to answer questions that I can answer vocally in the sense without demonstrating, so that once I'm done with the inking, I'll probably answer questions that I can answer with demonstrations. So, folksies, got questions? Ask them.
I think I saw this one question while you were in the sketching process.
Okay.
It said, "Are you an amateur if you have been drawing for 1 year?"
I have no idea how to answer that, actually, to be honest. Are you an amateur? Okay, first drop all this crappy, useless distinctions. I'm an amateur. I'm a professional. I'm this. I'm that. Right? It's like nobody cares actually. Just see your work, and they ask the question: is he or she good enough? Right? That's all that matters at the end of the day. Are you good enough? If you can't, if you've been drawing for years and you still can't draw a bunch of boxes properly, then I don't know. I don't think you should call yourself a professional just because you've been drawing for a few years, right? Yeah. So that's my answer to that.
Another guy is asking, "Will you be able to do these crash courses weekly?"
No.
No.
How would I do that? I will be drained if I keep teaching like this every week. Been doing that through drawing camp. I don't think I can sustain that pace. Trust me, it's hard. Smaller videos, yeah, sure, why not?
So another question is, it's again about anatomy. How do you learn basic anatomy?
Okay. Well, let's see. First up, shameless plug. I have a course called Simple Anatomy. That is part of drawing camp, right? I would point you to that because it's actually the place I would sort of send people if they want to learn anatomy in a very simple way that is not complex, that is good enough to draw drawings such as this, right? So yeah, I mean, I really honestly don't know how to sort of answer that question without you telling me that. I mean, without me telling you that, hey, you know what? Go and take that. It's easier. Or you can try, okay, if you want to try the harder, slightly more complex way, try Analytical Figure Drawing by David Finch. No, not David Finch. Michael H. Hampton. David Finch is also another great guy. You can check out some of his YouTube tutorials. David Finch, that's his name.
Okay.
The
So
time I learned from David Finch, yeah, he was on DVDs actually. So right now he's on YouTube. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah, what was that?
another question is, it's the new year. So do you have any tips for artists on motivation, like to draw every day?
Okay, any tips for artists to draw every day during this new year? All right. One, it helps to draw every day, but you don't have to draw every day unless your goal requires you to do. Especially if you are, say, a beginner artist. I think, yeah, it helps for you to draw most days, 5 to 6 days a week. And but the thing is this, right? Drawing more isn't just enough. You need to practice. You need to really get in and do the deliberate practice, because that's what the thing is. Let's say if you want to get good at character design, you need to practice character design more rather than just drawing a random bunch of faces and heads and stuff like that. So three things: focus, choose the right things that you want to learn this year, right? So that is one. Two would be to do deliberate practice. And yeah, I had another one. I forgot what's the other one, but yeah, just focus on the things that you want to learn. Choose wisely. You don't have to choose everything. If you want to learn good to get good at anatomy, don't choose like, I'm going to get good at drawing environments in the next 3 months and work on my anatomy at the same time. That's like, yeah, sure, good luck with that. I mean, sure, you can do it. It's not like you can't. I would prefer a bit of focus with my learning process. So choose deliberate practice, meaning dissect the thing that you want to learn into many skills and practice them in a deliberate fashion. You will be good. And also do projects, like do lots of projects. If you want to get good at art, do art projects that you find exciting. That's how you get good at art. Yeah.
Another question is, what are your favorite brushes to use on Procreate? And
uh,
what brush you are using right now to ink the monkey?
all right, okay, right now I'm using the brush called Dry Ink, right? That is the brush that I often go to when I'm sort of always wanting to ink something. That is my go-to brush. And I use the ad brush a lot. And the ad brush is something that I use. The 6P sketch as well is another brush. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't use a lot of brushes actually. I use the Max Greckes brush pack when it comes to painting. So yep. What else? Couple. Hit me.
When will you know that you're good at the fundamentals? the fundamentals of art?
Nah, you'll never be good enough. I don't know. I think it's just a skill that you need to keep on working for like a long time, and you'll sort of know. You know what? That's enough for now. I'll go ahead and work on other things, right? And you sort of cycle through those periods.
Right. So another question is, I think this links to the part one of this video, which is how will you define the line of action for this character that you're drawing right now?
Oh, it's this. Yeah.
That's it. Right. Do you listen to any music or watch any videos while you're drawing?
Yeah, I'd love to, but actually, that really messes with my focus. So I usually don't try not to do that all the time.
Okay. Another question is, since that you're now drawing all digitally,
Uh
do
huh.
you still maintain a sketchbook, or and if you have any tips on maintaining a sketchbook?
I do not maintain a sketchbook, actually, to be honest. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I had tips. To be honest, these days, I'm like laser focused. So, one thing I've learned from like professional artists, right? They are not romantic with the way they make art, or in the sense, they don't they don't think too much about, oh, I should use this medium, oh, I should use that medium, and then only my art is well. It's like, nah, and they make art with all kinds of things, and I've realized that in order for me to reach my goals, I need to use digital mediums more than traditional mediums, because that's where my goal lies. And also, actually, I've been even learning photo bashing lately, because I feel that's even faster in certain ways. I haven't used it yet in any of my drawings, but I feel like photo bashing is a good technique that I can learn in order to get good at what I want to do, which is create concepts, paintings, illustrations for the animated movies and short films and things that I want to make.
This is not a question, but just a quote from Krish Iyer.
Okay.
Work
Krish
like an,
Iyer is
yeah,
the Krish that we know.
yeah.
Okay.
Work like an artist, think like an accountant.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Jake Parker said that.
Oh,
Work like an artist, think like an accountant. No, I think he said the opposite. Think like an artist, work like an accountant. He just messed it up.
okay. Have you ever thought of joining NID, the National Institute of Design?
Nah, I never considered any art schools whatsoever in India, and I knew most of them are a waste of my time. That is my perspective, that's suited to my thing. A lot of you need to go to art schools, actually. That focus would really help you folks. But for me, I knew that I would learn faster on my own, and that was the time back then. Like the teachers in NID and right now, like they're pretty neat, actually. These days, I see a lot of work from those schools and those kids from there, and it's pretty neat. Back then, I didn't feel like it's like I could teach the art teacher art. Yeah, I think someone from NID is going to message me right now. How dare you say that?
Probably a professor watching how to design characters.
Yeah. Buddy, you shouldn't be watching this video.
I think you forgot to add the tail in the character.
Oh
That's
yeah, I'll add that. I'll add that. Why are you guys laughing?
just one guy commented that he's from NID.
Oh, but yeah. By the way, how's NID? What's how's it going? Why from NID and watching my videos then? So I'm not gonna say anything. How's NID, by the way? Yeah, just let me know what he says. NID, by the way, is like, for those people who don't know what that is, it's National Institute of Design in India. Yep. A lot of you, would be better off going and getting an apprenticeship under a studio or like a mentor, and you'd make money. You'd not spend money on college. You'd learn, and you might actually get a job, right? I think that would be better for most people who are like wanting to become artists. Like, go and apprentice under someone. Say, go to someone and say, hey, I'll work for you for free, or under like an apprenticeship, right? I'll work for you. In return, you teach me. I mean, don't go and approach like that. You should like add value to the person you're reaching out to, or else they'll say no like an instant, because they're really busy, and the last thing they want is another thing on their plate.
The guy from NID just replied that NID is good, but online classes are on right now. So
Online courses
online classes are happening right now. It's not a physical offline school.
oh boy. Is he getting personal feedback? I mean, if you're not getting personal feedback from college, then you might as well just enroll into a course like Drawing Camp, right? Because online courses are cheap, because you don't get personal feedback, because personal feedback is expensive. It's time consuming for people to do.
Can I be your apprentice?
I knew this would happen. All right, what value can you add to me, right? That's how you go and see. That's how I learn from people who I wanted to learn from. So the way I reach out to my mentors is this: I text them and say, hey, I'll do this thing for you, right? In return, I don't ask anything actually at first, and over time I'll just ask them questions. Say, how do I do this, how do I do that, and they'll just tell you. So the thing is, you just need to add values to your mentors in a way that they need, and then they will in return will help you out, right? So it's like give and take. The giving comes first, and that goes for both parties actually. So yeah.
Okay, so Pujashri is asking, can we expect any animation courses from you in the future after drawing camp?
I mean, I don't know animations. Yes, there will be animation courses, but not from me, right? I'm going to bring in expert animators and people, because I want to learn animation, and I'm going to make them teach animation, because I want to learn animation, and I'm just going to make that into a course. I'm a clever dude. I'm just giving away all my secret plans right there. All right, I'm almost done inking. All right, just a little bit more. Couple has become silent.
Just looking through the comments.
There's so many comments or no comments.
Not specific questions. So
It's like, how dare you say that about this? Something like that, no?
okay. So will this class be available for more than 3 days, as my school exams are going on and I'm not able to draw right now?
Actually, yeah, I thought about that. So yeah, I'll leave this online, so you guys can enjoy the goodness of my teaching. Just kidding.
Yeah, people are actually asking for the PDF that.
Oh yeah, we'll send it. We'll send it with this one as well. I'll send it. We'll actually, you know what, make it downloadable, so you don't have to put your email in. Right. Not exactly very happy with the post or the design, but not bad for the time that we had today. Yeah. So that's a little quick little session. I would usually color this. How long has it been since we?
It's 1 hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah, I think I just want to stop right there because I don't want to keep on going for too long. But ouch, my eyes! I'm like watering right now. Can you see my eyes? Yeah. Oh boy, I'm like watering because I've been staring at the screen for so long. Oh God, right. So this is the part where I also go ahead and color things and like put an. I'll give you like a quick summary or rundown of the colors. Let's see. Just switch to me. Switch to me. Yeah. All right. Let me choose which one. Wait. Do we have? Yeah. So, for example, this was a recent little doodle which I did. I want to show you how I colored this, right? So first up, you have the inks, right? You have the inks. The first step for me is always flats, right? Having a layer of flats. And once I have put on a layer of flats, I just add a layer of shadows. And then a layer of highlights and a bit of refinements. This is what I call the three-step coloring method, that which I pretty much use for everything that I do. And I also, now come back to me, I also use it for, just a second, painting. Yeah, I also use it for painting in terms of, but it has more intermediary steps and processes in it, right? So that's sort of like a quick a review or overview in a coloring. Maybe I'll probably do another workshop later on. Or guys, if you want a free colors class, right? I'm going to link down below the Skillshare class that I have on color theory and how to choose colors for your illustrations. Down below, you can sign up for their 2-week free trial and pretty much access the class for free. But meaning that means you need to sign up for the 2-week free trial. Just want, if you don't want to continue, just cancel before like the 14 days ends or something. So the links to that also down in the description. I'll put that in over there. So guys, focus now, folksies. Any questions? I'm not very happy with the design actually. No, not design, the drawing actually, right? I kind of like it. So, but I would do it way better though. This is not the best. This subpar for me. I don't like it at all, especially the form and the things. So, anyways, before we leave, any questions that I can answer?
Okay. We want a painting workshop.
Oh yeah, sure. By the way, folks, I just want to sort of put it into, just want to say it, the enrollments again are closing in 48 hours. If you're interested, just want to sign up and all that stuff. Just do all that jazz for Tron Camp. It's down below. I mean, the thing is this, right? I mean, all the things that you're asking for, pretty much I have an answer, but I don't want to sound salesy or pushy or pluggy in the sense putting in plugs, right? Hence, I'm not mentioning anything. But I would actually just point you, if you want to learn painting, well, there's digital painting with Procreate. You can pretty much take that thing and learn painting in like 7 days. And holy crap, the results that people have gotten in 7 days is just insane. And yeah, you can literally learn how to paint cool things in like 7 days. So there's that. That's one. But I will do a painting demo as well, right? Painting demo on here. Okay, what else?
I think Athel was asking for what are your traditional materials that you use to draw?
Oh, it's usually like color pencils, right? I use a lot of color pencils. Then I use a lot of brush pens, right? These brush pens, Sakura brush pens or Pentel pocket brush pens. Do I have that? No. But I use a lot of brush pens and ballpoint pens, right? And copy papers and sketchbooks. And another thing that's really cheap and cool that I often learned or love to use is I'm trying to get this thing without this falling. Ah, right, there you go. These 35 rupee classmate 30-page sketchbooks, high quality. It's 100 and something GSM, 120 GSM or something. Very high quality. Love this thing. I use this a lot. It's like, yeah, I used to use this a lot. I don't maintain digital sketchbook. I mean, I maintain digital sketchbooks right now, not traditional sketchbooks.
So when can we see a comic from you?
Very soon. It's done actually.
Sadly.
I have two comics, not one. One is short, one is a book. Both of them are at their nearing phases. So yeah.
Will you ever do? Will you ever start doing animations like you?
Yes, that one is actually also almost done. Wonder why I have been very inactive on YouTube for like a very long time. I have started so many projects that are like 70% completion right now. I just need to take all of them and like tie a knot around it and just put it out. And then people right now recently are feeling, Cash, you're posting so much content, man. Well, we're just simply finishing up all the things that was just pending right now. So yeah. I'm making 5 animated short films next year. I'm aiming for 5. I think I'll get 3 or 1. Who knows? One is a surefire because that one is happening in Feb or Jan. Or right now is Jan. So I think it's happening in like Feb. So one for sure. One for sure. 5 is the goal.
So what was your favorite childhood cartoon character?
Dexter. Dexter from Dexter's Lab.
Just one character?
Yeah.
Okay.
And SWAT cats. And what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I just loved a lot of things. Yeah. Any questions related to the workshop?
Yeah, when will your next workshop be? That's the question.
Oh, all right. Not anytime soon, but I have a lot of cool things that's going to come out, which you can learn from. That, yeah, that I'll be putting out. So watch out for that, maybe.
Praveen is in the comments and he says that he has a question.
Our Praveen?
Yeah,
Oh, ask away, buddy. He's gonna ask how to draw a coconut. What's he saying?
he hasn't commented yet, but we do have the questions.
Yeah, no, go ahead and do that.
Do you know Rock from Pogo?
Yeah, I mean, I do. Yeah, I've spoken to him a couple of times. I was on one of his podcasts or interviews. That was amazing. Very humble guy. He knows what he's doing. Clever guy. Yeah.
So Praveen asked how to draw a coconut. That's the question.
I'll draw a coconut. Yeah, right. So you want to start? So first you draw a circle like this, right? Right. And put a hole right here and here, right? And go right here. All right. So the coconuts have holes in them, right? So you got that part, and you have the other one right here. And then you had the hair like Praveen, right? Just he has this weird hair as if like he's never had a haircut in like 13 years, right?
Can we zoom in?
Yeah.
Zoom in.
Yeah, there you go. See? So there you go. And you need to put that texture, right? Just put in the texture of the coconut, right? And then you put a neck and a pear-shaped body, and You have the character hold a mic and make it sing every night in my dreams. That's Praveen. That is how you draw a coconut, Praveen. I just turned your face into a coconut. I think I got the hairstyle pretty spot on, actually. Yeah. There you go. That's how you draw a coconut. If you want to draw coconuts like this, sign up for drawing camp. What else? What else? What else?
Do you like manga, Japanese comic books?
No, I don't read them a lot, actually, to be honest. So no, I can't. I don't think.
But you might have seen a few, right?
Yeah, I have a few actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't read them though. I used to read them when I was a kid, but yeah, not a big. You need to read them left, like right to left.
Yeah.
That's so
Backwards.
weird. They wanted to do things differently, and they were like, just change it the way the people read stuff. It's like that's not the difference that you want. You want something that's sustainable. All of a sudden, when I'm not too thinking so much, I'm like designing a nice character, right? A better version of the character. Look at this. This is way nicer. There's more life in the sketch than than that one, right? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Is it
This looks more natural.
this looks more natural. True.
People are asking for the status on your haircut because they want the old cash.
The old cash. This is the new cash. You better deal with this guy. The old cash is dead. He's somewhere buried. Wait, how many people are watching right now?
We have 130.
All right. People are now messing with me at the moment.
Okay, have you ever hooked on one art style when you were a beginner? Like when you started out?
Yeah. I had a phase where where it was like there's too much manga drawing things going on, and that was such a weird phase. And I had a lot of trouble getting out of this phase and like going into normal people's styles, right? Like uh, what do you call them? Like I want to do like American style cartoons, and I couldn't get into that because I had so many manga habits. I was like making the eyes too big for all the time, right? So typical stuff. Typical stuff.
Okay. Another question is how to draw cartoon hands, like hands in a cartoony way.
Yeah, sure. Simple, right? So you just got to make them simple into like a box. You start with a box and treat your hand like three structures, right? So you have the what do you call this thing? The forearms, right? And then the side where your thumb comes is usually slightly wider. So you just draw these little bulbs or blobs right here. So this is the first part, and then this is the second part, right? You have this. So based on this, you dissect it into like three little structures. Right, like this. And this is the easy way to draw hands. There you go. Just need to practice more poses, actually, hand poses. So, folks, I think I need to really wrap this thing up. I don't want this thing to go too long, right? So, how long has it been?
It's been 1 hour 50 minutes.
Yeah. So, this is it. Look at this. Actually, I like this even better. So, this is how you design characters. Basically, this is sort of like the This is how you do it. This is how I do it. All right, right. So especially when I'm not being watched by like so many people, I actually do better designs than this, right? When I'm like not thinking too much. So because it brings out the life in me. So this is how you do or design or draw. These two workshops actually would help you a lot if you follow through step by step and see where that takes you, right? Because you have a system, you have a process that you can replicate. Now you just need to learn things using this process, right? So that is it for this one. I think I should say bye bye, folks, and say bye bye to you all. And yeah, do they? Oh, yeah, drawing camp. Yes. Oh boy, keep forgetting. Switch to me actually. Yeah, right. So yeah. The thing is this, right? So we're closing drawing camp for I don't know for like a couple of months because we want to keep the enrollments a bit. I don't know. We just want to we just want to we want to work on our existing students at the moment actually. So drawing camp enrollments are sort of closing in like 1 day and 10 hours and 27 minutes. And we want to focus on the existing students. See, listen, I mean, all the things which I taught you are pretty much here, but in a very organized fashion, like from fundamentals, gesture, forms, perspective, shading, character design principles, drawing heads, drawing anatomy, right? Simple anatomy, prop design, environment design, imaginative drawing, stylization, everything, right? And it's sort of structured in a way where it just takes you 20 to 30 minutes per day to draw, do the lesson, and be done with it. And this is like meaning in 100 days, you get to learn all these 14 different subjects on different parts of drawings. And yeah, it's closing on Jan 6th, PST, 6 a.m., 6 p.m. PST. So yeah, and it's also on 70 to 70% off. So there's that. That is it, folks. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. All the folks from Norway, Kenya, Vidupuram, Mahabalipuram, Kelambakam, Uti, Kerala, Maharashtra, UP, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I really value and appreciate your time. That means a lot to me. Trust me, it does mean a lot to me. And thank you. Just want to say bye-bye. Bye. And end stream. It's not end. God damn it.